Good morning, I'm Adetoun Adenubi, and my poster explores intersectional discrimination in the workplace through the lens of a black female leader. I will start with awards. Do I get any prejudice or discrimination? Yeah, I think it's probably micro in the sense that it's subtle. Nobody's upfront about it, but I guess nobody really champions me. I'm not part of anybody's social circle. They probably don't know how to interact. Some of them don't even know how to spell my name. Called from Mahoney and Wayne 2020, page 251. This quote captures exclusion that is not overt. It is about being left out of networks, not being championed, and small daily signals that you don't fully belong. This is lived experience, and I'm analyzing today. Analysis and theory application. So, why does she feel excluded? Applying intersectionality theory from Crenshaw 1989. This deduces that it is not just about race or gender. It is the unique disadvantage created at the intersection of being black, female, and in leadership position. Egley and Chin in 2010 showed that women and minority leaders face stereotypes about competencies and stability to lead. The wider barriers here are structural. Leadership pipelines often rely on informal sponsorship and social networks. When someone sits outside the circles, they miss out on the championing, stretch project, and visibility. Mispronouncing names or avoiding interactions are micro inequalities that signal alternate status, reinforcing exclusion. Now to the social justice and the business case. Why should organization act? There are two arguments. The first is the social justice. EDI is part of corporate social responsibility. As Tobeski 2021 notes, businesses as citizens of society. We take talent and customers from that society. So we owe fairness back to the society using the callback stages of moral development. This is a post conventional ethics, acting on universal principles of fairness, not just to avoid punishment or follow norms. Ethical absolutism means we implement the EDI because it is the right thing, regardless of the point. See connections between ethics, morality, and EDI by MC Lloyd 2025. The second is the business case. While ethics comes first, research shows that inclusive leadership does improve innovation and decision making. Al-Jaber et al. In 2025 linked sustainable HRM to long-term financial, social, and economical goals. Addressing intersectional barriers is charity. It's sustainable practice for both the individual and organization, as Woods in 2025 asserts. Now the recommended policy and practice. So, how do we address this? Drawing on Amazulu in 2026, I recommend four linked actions. Intersectionality training for leaders. That's build belongings and accountabilities. Leaders must understand how race and gender intersect for staff. Embedded D&I in mission in mission and accountability, make inclusion a core value and put it in performance metrics for managers. Then the third is the resources and recognize D&I champions. Give allied times, budget and recognition, not just extra work. The fourth is to use behavioral nudges, redesign processes to reduce bias, think structured interview questions, diverse shortlist, and name blind interview reviews. Together, this shifts us from awareness to accountability. For the black female leader in our codes, this means sponsors who do champion her, network she is part of, and systems that don't rely on people knowing how to spell her name to include her. So, and now the references and reflections. So my analysis relied heavily on two sources, and the first is Crenshaw 1989, gave me the theoretical lens of intersectionality to explain why this isn't just sexism or just racism. It's compounding effect for both. The second is the Amazulu of the 2026. This helped me to move from theory to practice. Our work on embedding intersectionality gave me concrete policy levers like training, accountability, and nudges. Woodson of 2025 was also key because it tied CSR and ethical businesses to EDI, reinforcing that this is a moral obligation first, with business benefits second. These sources let me connect lived experiences theory and organizational action. Conclusion. In summary, subtle exclusion has real impact. Intersectionality explains why. Ethics demands we act, and sustainable HRM shows we can. The question isn't whether to address this, it is how fast and how well we can build systems where everyone is championed, feel a sense of belonging and differences, identifies and status are not entrenched. Thank you. I'm happy to take questions.